guys, and welcome to the tutorial for the S.W.E shift. So the S.W.E shift looks something like this. It is a shift explained in the expert of the card table that caused a lot of troubles for the practitioners. When I initially read the book, it's also one of the moves that I think is very hard, and it took me a while to get all of the tips down. So here's the tutorial for you guys. So for the S.W.E shift, you're going to grip the card like this, right? It's not in a traditional classic pass grip, but it's also basically just a shift of the two package. So the bottom package travels to the top and the top travels to the bottom. So just like in the classic pass, but done in a different positions. So it's like this, right? So top comes down and bottom comes up, just like that. Okay, so how to get into the breaks for the S.W shift? There's two ways, right? For the color change, you can just grip the card like this in the short side, just like so, and you're gonna get into the breaks. Okay, so here's the break. This is a very unique break for S.W.E shift that is different from most of the breaks that you learn from other move, like the classic pass or like any others slides. So here is the breaks. I'm going to get very close to the camera so you guys can see it. So you're going to grip the cards with the thumb on the left side of the deck, the other three fingers on the right side, the right short side of the deck, just like so. You're going to lift up with the right hand about half the deck, and here's how you can insert the pinky into the break to get into the S.W.E shift break. It's not going to be like a flash break like this, but it's going to be something like this. Okay, it's a much more difficult to maintain break. It's very bunky, it's very weird, almost impossible to keep the two package aligned like the normal flash break. But here is the break in its entirety, just like so. And I'm going to explain it to you, okay? So you're going to lift up half the deck. You're going to insert the pinky. Instead of the flash, you want to insert the side of the pinky. In this case, the left side of the pinky, this side. Got placed into the break, okay? Just like so. So it's not the flashed or the ball of the pinky like this, but rather the pinky got straightened up, the pinky kind of straightened up, and the side of the pinky got into the break, just like so. Okay, just like that. And the tip of the pinky rise up from the break towards the right side of the deck, just like so. So in the normal break, the pinky just kind of buried into the break, and the tip of the pinky is not aligned with the tip of the middle and the ring finger. But for this break, you want the pinky to rise, the tip of the pinky to rise through the break and align with the other two tips, the tips of the ring finger and the tip of the middle finger, just like so. The side of the pinky is actually what separates the pack, like that. The pinky remains straightened up, like so. Okay, so that's the break, right? That's the break. Now let's get into the grips of the S.W.E shift. The thumb should not be close to the right corner like this, but rather shift back to the inner left corner of the card, just like so. The thumb will touch both half, the bottom and the top, but it mostly will only grip the top half. So it only will grip the top half of the break, just like that. So it's moved very close to the corners and only grip the top half, although it contact both of the half. Okay, the other two fingers, the ring and the middle finger, just kind of hold the break, so that kind of pushing this side, the right side of the deck down, so that the break doesn't expose like this. Okay, so that is basically the left hand grip. Oh, one more thing, and this is the more important thing about the left hand grip, is the first finger of the left hand. So I saw a lot of people who do a smooth S.W.E shift. They curl all the way until the last finger joint, like this, the last phalange of the left hand. I normally start practicing with curling only the first phalange or the second phalange, but it will not support you enough in the later stage of the shift, but rather you want to curl all the way like that, okay? So only the first phalange kind of face the audience like this. Okay, here's the view. The other fingers keep the breaks down, the pinky keeps the break just like that, and the first finger push up on the bottom half. So that's the first very important grips of the S.W.E shift. Okay, so now comes the right hand. The right hand will comes over and touch the deck like so. The four fingers at the right side, the right front side, and the thumb at the back. The thumb will not do much things though, just rest there. Now the fingers of the right hand is going to contact mostly the bottom half, right? So if the left fingers contact mostly the top half, the right fingers comes in, smears the deck like this, square up the front end of the pack, and only contact the bottom half, okay, like so, even though it touched both halves. So now let's come to the shift. So to be able to do the shift, you comes over with the right hand, and as you comes over to cover up, the pinky is gonna push the, I'm gonna move to this corner. The pinky is gonna kick the top packet towards yourself to expose this side of the bottom package. This side is really important. So the side, this edge right here, the top edge of the bottom package is going to contact the first crease of the first phalange of the right hand, like so. You can see the first crease kind of contact the protruding edge. Okay, this all happens under the cover of the right hand. Okay, so it comes over, contact, like so. And now with the curl first finger of the left hand, you're gonna kind of push the bottom packet forward. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. So as you press down to this edge with the right hand, the first finger push the bottom packet up and forward. And the bottom packet will comes forward, goes on top, clears the top packet, and comes on top, just like so, okay? So basically, the shift doesn't happen by pulling the top packet down, but rather with the first finger of the left hand, push the bottom packets up, and it clears the top packet, and the two packet aligns again, just like so. One more time, you get into the grip. This finger really important, kind of push up, curl all the way to the bottom phalange, push up to the bottom package, right hand cover, pinky kick over the edge, exposing the edge, right fingers push down to the edge with the first phalange, first finger move the bottom packet forward, clears the top package, and comes back, just like so. Okay, so this one is a very mechanical, a very kind of like an engineering move. It's like the two kind of wheels spinning together to make something move. I like to think of that way. The other move I can think of with the same kind of mechanism or engineering is the one-handed pop over. So it's very similar in the way that how the fingers are positioned to make the move work by itself, rather than you have to forcefully make the moves happen. Okay. Once again, pinky exposing the right the top edge of the bottom half. Right hand comes over, contact the top edge. First finger push, kind of like this, push the bottom packet forward, clear, just clear, and it comes on top, and you square the pack. Okay, so here's are some of the ways to cover the move. I actually don't do a covering up motion like that, like coming up and coming down. I think it's weird, kind of remove the purpose of the shift is to make it, you know, visually entertaining, right? So what I do is I just do the shift and the card changed just like that. Okay, So I think the swooshing action when the top packet moves down to the bottom adds to the visual of the move itself, and you don't have to do any kind of extra covers. So that's another tip I want to give you. If you want to get into the positions by a normal spread and selection process, you can do that. The other three fingers kind of contact the top spread and stop it midway as you gather the spread, like so. Turn the decks over side by side. Right hand picks up at the break and get into the break and do the shift. So that is the S.W.E shift. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you.